All new at 6, 7 News has discovered a disturbing big money maker for the district.
Now, the city handing out hundreds of thousands of dollars in citations to food truck owners who illegally park junk cars in front of the Washington Monument.
I-Team investigator Scott Taylor is live for us along 14th Street Northwest to show us exactly what's happening here and why D.C. isn't doing anything about it. Scott.
Here's how it all works. The switchover already happening. You've got food trucks like that one sitting here all day selling food. Then these come in, illegally parked cars. This car right here right now owes $2,000 to the district in parking tickets. DC officials are aware of it, they're ignoring it, and they're making a killing. Tourists who travel from all over the world to Washington, D.C. love eating at food trucks on the National Mall. So what did you order at the food truck?
A gyro. That's a gyro, and supposed to be very good.
Along 14th Street Northwest, in front of the Washington Monument, you have a wide variety of tasty food.
It's not easy to find food around the mall, and so it was lovely. We could all come and decide which kind of cuisine we were interested in.
7 News has discovered many of these food trucks for years use junk vehicles to save prime spots overnight and in turn rack up huge fines and parking tickets.
This was here yesterday. You can see all the parking tickets there. Car after car goes all the way down, parking tickets.
2 lanes of traffic blocked on both sides of the street. Some have large amounts of fines, including this vehicle with almost $6,000 in fines. 7 News watched as food truck vendors just before lunchtime drove up and switched out parked cars for food trucks.
So, no problem?
Yeah, I'm with WJLA TV. My name's Scott Taylor.
Okay, but you cannot take my face, you know.
Some vendors didn't like 7 News documenting the illegal daily routine.
Can you tell me why your car is sitting there with tickets?
One vendor who didn't want to be identified says it's either park illegally or lose business.
So how many tickets?
How many tickets? That's a lot of tickets.
2 years ago, 7 News first exposed this parking circus. DC's Department of Consumer and Regulatory Affairs told us it hoped to soon start a food truck lottery permitting system on the National Mall to stop the illegal parking. That never happened, and the district is still cashing in. The illegally parked vehicles we pinged during just one morning revealed more than 400 citations and roughly $32,000 in revenue for the district in less than 60 days. We reached out to DCRA multiple times, and it refused to answer our questions.
The answer should be to give us a permit in the National Mall. Everybody should has a number or a spot number here.
You can clearly see that they're taking up a lane right here, and sometimes they double park another lane. This is a 3-lane area right here. It is a big safety issue. The district is ignoring it. We should get some permits out here, but for the last 3 years, that hasn't happened. Live on the National Mall for the I-Team, Scott Taylor, 7 News.
All right, Scott, thanks for that. We know you'll stay on top of this.
Big changes for food truck parking in front of the Washington Monument following an exclusive 7 News I-Team investigation. The U.S. Park Service put up fences due to health and safety concerns. But investigative reporter Scott Taylor says the district, who's cashing in on the safety issue, still hasn't lifted a finger to change anything.
The U.S. Park Service is stepping up and placing fencing along 14th Street Northwest after our 7 News I-Team investigation exposed safety issues in front of the Washington Monument. The fences also prevent the food trucks from blocking some pretty spectacular views.
When you have the trucks parked bumper to bumper along 14th Street, it interrupts the view shed from the Washington Monument to the Capitol and vice versa.
Last May, 7 News exposed food truck owners illegally parking junk cars overnight in order to save a space. Each morning, they would switch out a vehicle for a food truck, sometimes blocking up to 4 lanes of oncoming traffic. We discovered the district is collecting thousands of dollars each month on those vehicles and parking violations. And since our original investigation aired, the district hasn't implemented any changes. Food truck vendors are still parking vehicles illegally. This one has $930 in fines and locked in place with a traffic boot. Another vehicle's illegal parking tab is over $1,100. The U.S. Park Service says for now the fencing stays up for health and safety reasons and complaints from tourists about food trucks' endless loop of music. Plus, the National Mall is becoming an underground apartment complex for rats.
The trucks and the people they serve leave behind mounds of trash. There are rat burrows throughout this area, which are, of course, health and safety concerns.
The district controls the street and has been slow to react to preventing the safety issue, even though it has created other food truck spots through a lottery system in D.C. It's right around 11 o'clock during the day. Usually food trucks line the street right here on 14 Northwest. So the question is, where do they go? Many of the food trucks have just moved a block down the street, parking in a no stopping any time zone, which again creates another public safety issue. 7 News pointed out the new safety issue to the district, and it emailed saying, 2 years ago, the district says it attempted to create new vendor spaces in the National Mall to prevent food trucks from illegally parking vehicles, and even tried a mobile food truck app and new regulations to help keep track of food trucks. But more discussion is needed. So it's a big nothing burger from the district because the families who are the real victims who own these food trucks, they're going to have to continue to pay to play right here on the National Mall. For the I-Team, Scott Taylor, 7 News.
And you can watch all of Scott's coverage on this exclusive investigation over at WJLA.com.